Okay. We good now? What the heck? Alright, whatever. Alright. Just wanted to test some stuff that I was messing with. Document it a little bit just so I can maybe watch it back or whatever. And remind myself. But anyway, just going on this character real quick. Just a demo. Some ideas. And then I might start a new character or something, or with some other tag. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. Hope everyone's doing good. Anyone who might be listening. Anyway, so yeah, I was playing this warrior on SSF. It's just SSF character, pretty bad. Like, this is the one I started SSF on, and then I swapped to Ranger. Just because warrior's kind of, let's just say, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to see if these skills can work. And I still do. I mean, you know, you can go bow and shatter, I think is good. Leap slam, you know, stuff like that, but it just doesn't feel great, you know? Anyway. Yeah, this is SSF, so, you know, nothing crazy going on, but I was messing around and I discovered something, and maybe it works this way in, I don't know, well, we'll see. Let's just, so anyway, I was testing out some skills, obviously, right? It's kind of low level, but yeah, so what I found here is that if you put astral projection, so this is a Nova skill, right? Nova. Shockwave totem. Astral projection. Cast at target location instead of around you. Less AoE. A little bit. Anyway. So you put that on the totem. And interestingly enough, it has a funky interaction. I'm assuming it's intended. I don't know. Anyway, let's see if we can get some, well, actually save my instance. I was testing this out a second ago. And that's how I just kind of figured this out. Let's see if we can get some, so, yeah, so you drop these, right? And it's not the best, but maybe you can see it, like, well, let's see. Maybe it's kind of hard to tell. But basically the totem casts the shockwave on the enemies. Like targeting them. Let's see. So if I bring them over here, maybe it's a little hard to tell. See, it's like casting away from, but it's auto-targeting. So it auto-targets, right? And I mean, it doesn't do damage because it's a level 6 skill and there's no scaling on it. Or I haven't scaled it at all, right? But, I don't know. Maybe there's some potential here. The shockwave totems are kind of doo-doo, to be honest. Like, on the damage side. I don't know, but you can see it. Like, it's auto-targeting, like, away, right? Which is kind of sick. Okay, let's actually kill some of these guys I'm taking. Yeah, I mean, it does stun build up a little bit, right? Okay, well, yeah, as you can see, I don't really do damage. I mean, my main... I was messing with Earthquake. It doesn't really do that much damage. I'm out of freaking flash charges. Yeah. So I'm just testing this out. But yeah, and the totems take aggro too, right? Which is a nice defensive layer. I don't know if anyone's played with what is it called? I'm gonna die maybe? Oh shit. yeah, maybe this isn't the best character to show off because it's really low level and pretty weak. Yeah, but it's an interesting interaction. Hopefully my audio is getting picked up okay. It looks like it is. Whatever. I can't be bothered to. Whatever. So yeah. Of course, you gotta click the well. Don't forget to click the well. Otherwise, you don't get your stuff back. Is connection okay? It's not okay. What is going on? No, it is. I don't know. Whatever. Something's going on weird with my internet's fine, but I think it's maybe YouTube or something. The connection's being really stupid. I'm not sure. Whatever. Like, what is going on? It was. Okay, well, now we're having problems again. Which should not be happening. I don't know. There's no reason, though. I'm not doing anything. My internet's fine. This might be a YouTube thing or something. I don't know what's happening right now, but anyway. It's not like it matters that much. Okay, but the point is, yeah. So this has a cool interaction with the auto targeting. So theoretically, you could have a play style where all you do is just, click this shockwave totem. And you get enough placement speed and all that, and it'll probably feel pretty smooth. And then it just kind of auto target blows up everything. The question is, how do you scale this? Because this skill is kind of bad. I mean, 5% base crit, kind of bad. Can't really scale it. I guess it's a slam, right? Yeah. So does this work? I didn't see it. No, because this is use yourself, right? And this doesn't count as using yourself, so it doesn't benefit at all from any of these, right? From this, right? It doesn't benefit from this because these are all use yourself, right? So you can't. But it does say that it explodes jagged ground, right? Jagged ground eruption. But look how low this damage is. Really bad. Base damage, not great. I don't know. I mean, it scales probably pretty hard with levels, right? That's how totems work, I think. So you'd want to stack as many melee skill levels as possible. So you probably want to be gemling or something, right? So you can get skill quality, because the quality will affect attack time. So you can scale quality and level of your skills and stuff with gemling, maybe. And you're also in a good spot for all the totem nodes and stuff, right? And like I said before, your defense, at least in maps, your defense isn't as big of a deal. This probably has no single target. I don't know how you would solve for single target. But your defenses are not as big of a deal because stuff is going to aggro the totems, right? And you can, I don't know, they did some stuff to where totems have base res now, right? So I don't even know, you probably don't even need to care about the totem HP and all that, I would imagine. Let me check PoEDB actually. Hopefully, okay, the connection's fine now, it says, but I want to check the scaling on this stuff. I know you can't see it. So let's see, shockwave totem. Because this could be some cool tech to mess with. Just for probably feels good to play, I'd imagine. There's some other stuff too. I saw a video. I think the guy's name is Kefun or something, Quefun. Anyway, he posted a video of some pretty cool tech with monk. Well, yeah, any class, but frozen locust, for leveling and stuff. So that could be good. That could be good for leveling. Anyway, So I want to test that out too. I don't know if it'll survive the patch, but it does a lot of damage. Let's just say that for leveling purposes. Does totem have? Okay, it does have duration, but it says totem base attack time. So wait, let me read. Okay, so I forgot exactly. Total attack time. Total attack time is different, right? So that's. Wait, what is. So base attack time you can modify, right? The problem is when you have total attack time plus seconds to total attack time. I think that's like you can't do much about that, right? Anyway, so I think you could probably get the attack time pretty quick, right? The main thing is the scaling of it, right? So there's a base physical damage component. Yeah, there's res scaling starting at level 14. And it scales up to 75 at max level. So they'll have 75 res. And chaos res is 35. It scales up to 35. That's kind of weird. Only 35. I guess it doesn't really matter though. So that's part of it. Then base damage. So it has flat physical damage. Okay. Do they have a... Okay, so it scales... Okay. So the damage... Yeah, the damage scales pretty hard with levels, right? For sure. But it's still really low numbers compared to like some of the other totem. So like Ancestral Warrior Totem with like Sunder or something slotted or whatever. Like the scaling on something like Sunder is like insane compared to this, I think. So the only problem is like, where do you get your damage? And even if you scale it insanely high, the mana cost is probably going to go to the freaking moon. Yeah, the cost goes nutty, right? Like you're talking even at level 20, 205 mana cost? No, is that right? Am I looking at that right? No, 110 mana cost. Which, I mean, you could convert to life cost maybe. But, and then, yeah, maybe do something like that. Like manage it in that way. But that, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the idea is there, maybe. It's just again like how do you really scale this? Because you don't just take like the only thing this cares about is levels, right? So the only thing you can do is scale levels, and I mean we can check like what. Let's see what gems you can even use this with, right? Like. Because obviously not everything works. Because it's kind of a weird... Let's see, what is this? Oh, bleed stuff. Yeah, the problem is you don't do big enough hits. Like, this doesn't do... I mean... can you... So this explodes Jagged Ground, right? Jagged Ground erupts when hit by this slam. Okay, but the eruption is so low, and it doesn't scale at all, right? Or does it? I can't even tell. There's so many components to this. So 100. Wait, let me check levels. Okay, it does scale, but really bad. Like at level 20, you're talking 54% damage on this. Wait, let me. Okay. Yeah, so you've got this. You've got the slam part. This is the actual damage, right? Because it's got base damage that scales with level. Not an insane amount, but it scales. Yeah. The slam scales, so it will. But why are there 4 numbers? So 100%, 100%. Part of the damage is locked at 100%. I don't know exactly what that is. I don't know where the 100% damage is. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so at level 6 it's 121%. Scales up to 211%. And then 53% for the explosion, right? For the detonating jagged ground. I mean, I guess if you combine them, it's like okay. Still pretty low though. Even if you scale it, like say you get around like level 27, like you could definitely push this to like level cap maybe, right? If you had like really good like melee levels on like every possible like weapon, gloves, amulet, right? I think that's what you can get melee levels on. And then you can kind of scale it that way, right? Let's see. What does the video have to tell us? Because I've barely played Warrior. I played Warrior through the campaign and like a little bit of endgame, but that's about it. So you can slot this with jagged ground, right? I mean, it says you can. Yeah, it's right here. And I mean, so 50% chance to create jagged ground. Right. Obviously, it's taking up a slot, but it is damage, right? It's extra damage. And it's automated, so you don't have to do it yourself, right? Sport slam skills, right? And this is a slam. Yeah, it's got a duration scaling as well, I guess. I don't know. Is the duration like the totem duration? Like how long the totem is out there for? Probably, right? That's probably what it means. Or does it just expire after completing? But totem duration is 12 seconds. It's right here, duh. Anyway, yeah, crit scaling is kind of out the picture, right? Because it's just not reasonable. If you go like Gemling or something, you'd have to path like crazy, and then it's also just low base crit, and also you have to invest in totem nodes, and then it's like, where's your defense and where's your actual damage? I don't know. Yeah, so you can get a fair few number of totems. I mean, there's this funky node up here, which is pretty bad actually. Like how? I'm assuming this is getting changed. This is probably a placeholder, because this makes no sense. Like 100 spirit reservation per totem, and I don't think there's any way to increase the reservation efficiency of it, because it's talking about the totems, and there's no like there's no just generic there's no generic reservation nodes, right? Like this is herald skills specifically. This whatever. These are companions specifically, right? Yeah, minions. So there's no like generic reservation efficiency that would apply to this, and of course there's no totem reservation, because this is the only way you get that, right? But this could be. I mean, I think it's pretty likely that dude, what are these? Why is this connection going up and down like crazy? Whatever. Maybe I'm looking at it. I don't know what's going on. Anyway. Yeah, maybe the new Druid or Templar, whatever's coming out, because there's some. I think one of them is coming out, right? Like there's gonna be a new class, and it's either gonna be Druid, Templar, or Shadow. I think. Based on some of the leaks and stuff. I think there was like a Chinese server like closed test for 1.3 just like yesterday or whatever. There's some like screenshots that and like also some of the stuff that's been on PoE 2DB that indicates like maybe Druid is coming or maybe something like that. Like anyway, so that could potentially be there could be like a totem ascendancy or something in there. But right now, like I think Gemling is probably the best one. Because Warbringer doesn't really do much for totems, right? It kind of just gives you more life. Let me just pull up like something real quick just to look at the plan. Let me just share my screen. Can I do that? Yeah. Is that dude? Okay, whatever. Yeah. Warbringer has some totem, but they're just like defensive totem stuff. I think they're buffing this though. I think DM, like dark microtransactions, mentioned specifically that the monkey is being, like the ancestral spirit monkey is being adjusted, so I'm assuming this whole thing is being adjusted. But I don't. Yeah, I don't think that really does it. Who cares, right? Like, this is just like whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter. You're not going to be using this at all. I'm just using. What is it called? Oh yeah, Gemling. Like here you've got like way better stuff, right? Should probably be using POB for this, but whatever. I already got this pulled up. So let's see. You've got okay. That's just gem scaling anyway. Cost of skills. More attribute requirements, just whatever. Quality all skills, that's what you want. Yeah, and then you would take +2 level of strength skills, right? And then what else would you? Yeah, quality, maybe skill cost. 30% more attribute requirements. It's kind of a lot. Do you care though? That's 3 points right there, or like 3 sets of points. So you'd only have 2 more points. So you'd probably take this, maybe this one if you run. I mean. 4% reduce attribute requirements. That kind of. Okay, so it'd be like 26, but that's like whatever. That doesn't do anything. This might. It depends on your setup. This might be worth it. Just depends. Probably not. Probably this one. So that you can use a bunch of other gems and you get this attribute increase, I guess. I don't know. That's probably more worth than this, right? The small node anyway. 4% more attributes will help, or 3% more attributes. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, you take this side just to scale quality, because quality will scale your attack speed, right? With the totem. Oh my god, why am my PC is literally lagging as well, like my mouse. What is happening? need to restart maybe. I don't want to do that though. That's so annoying. What is going on? Anyway. Yeah. I mean, you can just see like totem. There's like a cluster here, 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 here. I don't think this one matters, right? Yeah, because you don't really care about attacking yourself. And the placement speed you get from it, like all of these have placement speed, I think, on them. Cast speed doesn't matter. Totem damage, obviously. Yeah, these would be good, I think, right? Yeah, you just take like these three. You can't run. Damage with hits applies only to hits you use yourself. No, I don't think you can use Deepest Tower on this anyway, because the way that the targeting works, it's all over the place. So you can't really scale damage that way. Yeah, placement range is good. That doesn't matter. You would just take all the damage totem nodes, right? Maybe this one, just for totem survivability. I don't know. Probably not. Yeah. I don't know. Obviously, I think they're going to be adding more totem nodes up here. Oh, they have this, actually. What is this? I've never even seen this. Looked at this one. Totem life duration. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because this is your own attack and cast speed. Who cares? Spells. Yeah, this is spell totem stuff. It's just 6. It's the ink damage doesn't matter that much. Yeah, this wheel is kind of useless. I mean, this duration is nice, I guess, quality of life, but do you really care that much? Probably not, because you're gonna be resummoning totems like as you're running anyway. The duration doesn't matter. Yeah, so you basically pick up those totem nodes. That's not what I'm looking for. Level of... I don't think there's any way to scale, because they're not... You can only get cold and chaos level right from the tree. And obviously that does not apply to the totems. Let's go back to the... Like, what is going on here? It's like bouncing up, and it was... I don't know, dude. But it says excellent connection. I don't know, man. Whatever. Can't be bothered. You can scale... Gems can get totem stuff too, right? Let me see. PoE DB has info on this. What can you roll on rubies? Okay, totem damage, yeah. And I'm not super familiar. I don't really play totems ever. Well, that's not true. I played Artillery Ballista at League Start on 0.2 with Glacial Bolt. Felt pretty good. Wait, so totem placement speed, totem damage, totem life. Okay. So yeah, you can get some pretty nice gems then, jewels, I guess. Question is, could you scale? Is there a way to get damage from scaling attributes too? Because theoretically, you could just do some, I don't know, maybe some life stack build. I think it's, if you, with Although you can't. Okay, here's the issue though. So say you want this, right? But you need to take this for sure. Right? You need this. And that's all your ascendancy points. Which means you're missing out on this, right? So your skill cost is going to be nutty. 2% quality, I mean, whatever, right? But the skill cost, and then you life stack or something, and then is there a way to scale your totem damage with strength is the question. I don't know, because I don't really play strength characters. I play attack characters, but usually like dex and int attribute characters. So I'm not 100%. I played Merc a little bit, but a decent amount. But it's not quite the same. The other thing is you can get... Oh, it's really annoying though, because it's like, what do you even... Alright, let's go. Let's have a look. So what exactly can you do to scale your damage? Because the problem is, how do you... So you're gonna run overabundance, right? That's 1. Astral projection, that's 2. Jagged ground, that's 3, right? So that's already 3, and those are really just quality of life. So, I mean, still like culling strike and social urgency, like those would be nice. What about like, is this good? Like, you can scale 10% more damage per limit, just up to 40% more. That's it? 40% more damage? And you potentially lose out on what? I mean, you can easily get to 40%. I guess... Wait. Would that mean you can drop overabundance, though? Because I think you can get... Let's see. Totem... what is it called? Totem amount? What? Max... Okay, summon totem. Summon... So you can get +1 there, +1 here, right? Yeah, and then +1 here. No, not even. See, and then you can't benefit from this, right? Increase attack speed per summon totem. Right, which would be pretty nice. Yeah, again, increase attack speed per summon totem. Completely useless. So I think this, what is it called? This one is just not good at all, right? Because it's limited. If it wasn't limited, maybe you could, because you get what, 3 from the tree, right? 1, 2. Is that it? Just 2. So you can. Whatever. I mean, it's kind of awkward, right? Two totems instead. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, right. I remember that. Yeah, so you just get 1, 2. 2 extra totems and overabundance, 3 extra totems, right? I thought so you get up to 4 totems at once. Which is what, I guess, so there is no downside in that regard. Because you would only ever have 40% anyway, right? Because I don't think there's any ways to get extra totems. Maybe there's a unique that gives you extra totem. But obviously, that doesn't matter. Totem life, who cares, right? And also, the way that this works is like... Yeah, I don't think it does get more AoE though. But yeah, you wouldn't be able to do these nodes that give you good, because you're getting what? Well, it doesn't matter though. Like 8% increased attack speed for summon totem. right? No, they're yeah, I mean, I don't know, like 16, 8, like, I mean, that's a decent amount of attack speed, actually. Like, I think that's probably not worth running this thing. What is it called? I keep forgetting. Greatwood? Yeah. I don't think it makes sense. Also, the range, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you easily cap these out, right? But there's no way. Like, the scaling on it, yeah, there's no way. It's not good. Anyway, so there's that. So 1, 2, 3. 3 gem slots already taken up, right? By kind of, these don't, I mean, I guess Jagged Ground is damaged, but it's just a little, I mean, it's just 30%, like, scaling to what, like 50% attack damage, which is pretty bad. On top, I mean, it's on top of what you're already doing, and it's 50%, and each slam has a chance to generate one, right? 50% chance, right? So each time this thing triggers, there's a chance. So I guess you could stack it up if you get the attack speed going crazy, and but it's saying totem base attack time. Does that mean it can't go below 1.5 seconds? Can you put martial tempo on this thing? Where is martial tempo? Here it is. Does this do anything? Okay, it does. Let's test. DPS goes up, so obviously it's going to increase the attack speed, right? Which means you would want martial tempo in, which is the 4th gem slot, right? So now what? You're working with 1 more gem slot. Seems really... No, you don't need martial tempo. You don't need it. I mean, 20% more attack speed is really good. And these nodes are just increased, right? They're not more. Increased. That's kind of doo-doo, right? That's definitely noticeably faster, right? Take this out. Let's check. Stop. I didn't mean to keep pressing leap slam. Yeah. It's pretty substantial, though. And then you go here. Yeah. Okay, so imagine... Okay. Let's do some more testing. Yeah, I mean, I don't care about this character that much. Kind of, don't really want to waste my SSF resources, but whatever. It's fine. I don't have a non-standard. I don't want to go back to standard because my characters are all messed up, right? I'd have to fix them up. I've never logged into standard before. Let's see. What? Okay, where did it go? Oh, I don't have it put on. Nice. Okay, so you got astral projection, jagged ground, martial tempo, right? So let's see, what exactly does the jagged ground do? And how often? Like, it's 50% chance to trigger, but how does it feel? So we throw this out, right? I didn't even see it create any jagged ground. Is it doing anything? so there was that. So that's the Jagged Ground explosion, or no? Okay, let me kill them and start again. Okay, so it sounds like. Well, let's just test with it. We don't need it. Okay, that's the Jagged Ground, right? You can see it. Okay. And so the Jagged Ground gets consumed when it explodes, right? But you can probably only have one patch of Jagged Ground at a time on the location, right? Because that's how Earthquake works. So, like, Earthquake, what it does is it creates a Jagged Ground, right, on use. Right, and then it explodes the Jagged Ground. But you can't create two Earthquakes simultaneously, if that makes sense. So, like, it's kind of hard to tell because my attack speed isn't fast enough right now. But if I'm slamming the same spot, it doesn't create a second Jagged Ground, right? It only exploded once there, even though I hit the ground twice. Right? Okay, well that was a bad example because the timing of it. I gotta put back martial tempo, I think. Okay. Wait, it does what? I swear, okay, maybe I'm just being dumb. Oh, that's because it's an aftershock. Okay, I see. Yeah, so that one was an aftershock, right? It's kind of hard to tell because the aftershock. But anyway, you can see the explosion with the Jagged Ground, right? The aftershock doesn't do that. Oh, it does actually. Okay, the point is you can't have, like, it just says it on the gem. Anyway, it says it on the gem. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Right. You have a max number of Jagged Ground patches you can have, right? So you can have one. You can have two, right? Depending on the quality, right? I don't have any quality, but I think it's default 3, right? So you can have up to 5, but I don't think they can overlap if I'm not mistaken. It's a little easier to tell if I hit a mob, so I'm assuming it works the same. So like. Yeah, anyway, I don't know if that's how that works. Like, I don't think you can have the multiple instances of separate Jagged Ground in the same location. I could be wrong. Yeah, all it does is slow move speed, and there is some Jagged Ground nodes, but they don't do anything. They don't do anything, right? Like this one. Like Jagged Ground duration, we don't care about that, right? Enemies in Jagged Ground take 10% increased damage is nothing. Magnitude, who cares? That's more slow. I guess it's convenient, right? Slow. 15% increased magnitude. I mean, 30%, that's not nothing. It's probably noticeable. I guess you could. Okay, but it's bleed inflicted on enemies who are on Jagged Ground. So I don't think bleed is even worth investing into, right? Like, because then what would you do? You would have to have lacerate in here or something, or like, I don't know, some other way of getting bleed. You're already really going to be really tight, and you can have multiple of these. And I guess on Gemly you can have the same skill. So like you could have one that's like, I mean. Yeah, because you can use 2 of this, but then you'd have to take this one, right? You have to take this node. You can't go for here then, because you're out of points. So then you don't get double. So you don't get 4 life, whatever, from strength instead of 2. Which means you are gonna have a lot of harder time life stacking, because life stacking is already insanely hard because there aren't any percent life nodes on the tree except for like this one. Yeah, so that's a little bit tough, and then you might run into attribute problems. So running lots of gem colors is going to be tough because you're not going to have much of anything but strength. Totems do not care about your weapon though, right? Is there any point in running Giant's Blood then? Or maybe two-handers can roll more levels? I would need to check. I don't play Maces enough to know. So maybe you do need to take Giant's Blood, in which case you're going to be really starved for... You're going to need as much strength as possible. And I don't think your strength can... Let's see. Is there... let's see what actually, cares about totems. So there's... Yeah, this is garbage, right? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Okay. And these are all the nodes, right? So there aren't any... Maybe I look at PoE2 wiki. Because I think this could be really fun. The problem is these totems suck, bro. Like, why is their damage so low, but their cost so high when you scale them? Because you can only scale them with levels, right? Like, unless there's a unique or something that gives you, like, damage to totems or something, which I don't think there is, but I can check. I mean, I'm looking now, but... Like, the only way to scale these is with levels. Because you can only reach 4 totems. Right? So you can't, like, go crazy. I mean, I guess you can reach... But, like, how do you ever get, like, 100 spirit per totem? That's absurd. That means you can't run any Herald or... yeah, I mean, do Heralds proc off... I mean, they're attacks, right? So I would assume it doesn't matter anyway, because you're not using them yourself. Does it matter? I don't think so. Whatever. This is pure fizz damage, right? Which you could convert to something. Not that you need to. Like, you could, I don't know. You could do something silly. You can't double convert though, right? Doesn't work in PoE2. So you can't, like, convert fizz to something and then convert it to something else. Avatar of Fire is doo-doo cheeks. Because you only get 75% of damage converted to fire damage, but then you deal no non-fire damage. So you literally are stuck with 75% damage. You know? I mean, I guess you get the benefit of being able to use, like, what is it called? Whatever the fire curse is and all that kind of stuff, right? Fire pen, whatever you need to do there. But does that make up for the fact that you're literally dealing 25% less damage? I don't think so, right? I don't know. Is anybody using these? I should probably look on PoE Ninja, huh? These totems, I mean. Soul Mantle. Max number of summon totems. Okay. Amulet. Skills have +1 to limit. But that's an amulet. That's so... But then you can't... Because I don't think you can do that. Because then you lose levels, right? Yeah, so you got 2 nodes over abundance. So that's +3. And then maybe Soul Mantle. Maybe. Oh, this is so bad, though. -4 move speed. GG. Reduce totem life. A random curse when your totem dies. Ignore curse limit. That's stupid. For +1 totem, you get a useless body armor. That's all. I mean, I guess it's a lot more damage though, right? Because you get the, you know, what is it? Like 24% increased attack speed goes up to whatever it is, 30%, I guess. That's not worth. That's just attack speed. There's no damage scaling, right, with limit. Other than the attack speed, right? 20% more increased damage while you have a totem. Does that count towards your totem damage? Or is that just you? Bro, I don't know. Totems are weird. Yeah. I guess you can scale rage, right? But then you'd need those gloves, and you need like max rage and stuff, and then life. You need to somehow account for the degen on the gloves, right? So rage is definitely a scaling mechanic, right? That you can use for damage. So you can scale rage, you can scale skill level. Where else do you get your damage though? Is my question. I don't know. Let's look. Let's look at PoE Ninja. Because maybe people are already doing this. And I'm just being stupid. Thinking that nobody else is doing this. I feel like nobody else is doing this though. Because it's probably just bad, right? Let's see. What is it called? Totem. 0.8% of players playing Shockwave Totem. That's how you know it's bad. But maybe not. Okay, they're all using Giant's Blood. Is there a reason for that? Probably because the other skills, right? Because they probably don't just use Shockwave Totem. Orb of Storm. Wow. Okay, they're using Warrior Totem. They're using one Shockwave Totem. So they do use Astral Projection. Okay, people are doing this. People are doing this. Okay. Fire Infusion. Sure, that's just 20% more damage. Heavy Swing. That's not good, right? I guess if you're using this as like your only clear skill, it's not good. There's no way. Because then you're chunking your attack speed. Because this is less attack speed, right? I don't have a skill gem anymore. Wait. Where am I? Oh, I put it back in here. I need more, whatever. So, yeah, the thing is, Warrior Totem, the other totems are just better, right? Because if you're already scaling all this stuff, I guess what you could do is you could use Shockwave Totem for clear and Warrior Totems for boss damage, right? Since you're already scaling totems. And I guess Sunder or Rolling Slam. Rolling Slam is probably better for boss damage, right? Greatwood. Yeah, that's probably better, right, for single target. On a Rolling Slam Ancestral Warrior Totem, I guess. And you can use 2 Overabundance, right, because you're gemling. So you use 1 in your Ancestral Warrior Totem, but then you can't use multiple Shockwave Totems. Do you care? And this is probably not cheap, right? Because you need like totem level on, or like melee level on everything, right? Melee level, melee level, right? So they probably. Okay, he does use Deus Tower though. It's just damage against enemies with the who are on low life, right? So yeah, there's no reason why this doesn't impact. So I guess you could scale with Deepest Tower too. That's like free, what, 300% increased damage. Because you're over here anyway. Like, it's not hard to path to you. But then you need Deepest Tower, right? This guy's scaling life as well. He's got... Imagine using 3 Grand Spectrums, you're at not even 4k life. What is this game, dude? Okay, stacking fire res. Oh, because he's Kitava, right? Smith or Kitava. Whatever. He's got pretty big EHP for PoE 2. This is pretty good, right? He doesn't... I'm surprised he doesn't have any max fire res jewels. Or did they take that off gem jewels? I swear you could get +1 max fire res on rubies. No. I guess I could just look. Or was that a corrupt, maybe? That might have been patched out. I swear you could before though. Okay, you can. Yeah. So why does he do this then? 2% max life per Grand Spectrum. I mean, that's a lot of max life, I guess. It's pretty small. Dude, I don't know. The fact that you have to invest so much and this is all you get is kind of funny. I wonder what his regen, like, yeah, like recovery is like. He's got recoup. That's kind of a nutty base though for Kitava, right? I mean, it's the best. You know, it's got the best implicit. Nice corrupts as well. Anyway. Yeah, and melee skill level stuff is probably not giga expensive, right? Because not many people are doing the scaling. Like, the only reason why you stack melee levels is for totems. Because these other skills, I mean, they skill. Well, that's not true. Hammer of the Gods skills kind of nuts with levels too, right? And so does Sunder. But if you're self-casting them or like self-using them, it's not. It doesn't matter as much. He's getting a lot of levels with these totems. I guess you dual wield so you can get 2 because... What is he using this for? Why does he have minions? I don't know. What? Oh, so maybe he spawns the totems and swaps to this for all the flat added damage and attack speed. That's probably what he does. Huh. That's pretty good, no? What if you... Is this really the best staff you want? What if you run one of the... This doesn't matter, right? None of these are any. I don't know. What is it called? Isn't it? Scepters. I mean, what if you just use one of these? Like this one? And then... I guess you could get tanky like that, right? Scale your fire, like, same as this, right? And then you can actually use Cloak of Flame because you're not freaking Smith or Kitava, right? Where did that go here? Because this is good, right? I mean, you get Perma Meteor Shrine. Yeah, you get free strength. You get spirit. Oh, yeah, or you could just run this, right? Enemies in your presence. This is good, no? I mean, this is really expensive. In your presence, though. I mean, it's good for bossing. If you're using Deepest Tower, though, it doesn't matter for mapping, right? Because your presence is too small. And you probably don't want to waste points on scaling presence. Because you're going to be tight for points anyway, having to path all around the tree for this stupid nodes. I mean, this could go crazy too, right? This would be good because then you don't have to care about resistance, right? If you're adding damages extra chaos, right? Stuff already doesn't really have chaos res, mostly. I mean, you can still use wither and stuff and like despair. Though this added chaos damage is probably not enough. Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know exactly. You could maybe get extra. Like, its gain is extra and on top of flat chaos damage. Reduced skill effect duration, though, is kind of a little painful, right? On the totems. And you only get 13 all attribute, maybe, at best. I mean, this shrine is nutty. Like, your clear would be crazy. Actually, that would be crazy, right? Obviously, this is giga expensive, too. I don't know how easy it is to, because you have to corrupt this, right? You have to corrupt one of these to get this, I think. Let's get out of here. So this is going to be tough to get, right? But I guess it's a chase item. Because you can, what you do, I guess, then is you, although, how does that work? Does this work on weapon swap? Like, the Gloom Shrine? Because it says slain enemies. Is that... It just says slain enemies, just enemies that die, right? That are killed by... your totems probably count. Surely, right? Impurity, easy chaos damage, you know, or chaos res, or whatever. Chaos damage is definitely the best damage type to use, because it's the easiest to... you don't have to worry as much about, like... a pen and all that, right? You don't have to care. You don't have to care about that. So either they add a better scepter. So what you would do is you would do the same, right? You would just weapon swap. But where is it? This guy here. So yeah, you would dual wield, which means you do need. Yeah. Well, how much strength does this guy get? 425. That's a lot of strength. But yeah, so you would dual wield so you can get max number of levels. That's a lot of levels. How many levels are you getting? That's crazy. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18? 18? Just from these alone. Is that right? Is there anywhere else you get levels? That's only 38 though. You can get 2 more levels. So actually you can level cap with Gemling then, pretty easy. And actually you can get, because he's missing 1 level on this, right? This can go up to +7. It's probably giga expensive though. You get 2 +6s and then you're 1 level off. I'm assuming this can only, can you get a corrupt maybe plus melee skill level? Is that a corrupt? I don't know. Deep trance, yeah, that's probably mandatory, right? It's actually good. I can't look at it here, but I think it's, yeah, this node here. Skill cost, attack speed, that's good, right? Your skill cost is probably ridiculous, right? I don't know how he solves that. I use blood magic. Blood magic, time of need, a lot of max life, cost reduction. So, presence AoE and aura magnitude. Can you? I mean, it's 50% reduced or 41%. I guess you can corrupt it right to be lower, but do you want that? I think the corrupt is better off used on like double socket. You could take these right if you wanted to. Like weapon swap speed, I guess is probably good, huh? The fact that he has to take these though, probably to make it feel good, right? He doesn't actually go here. You don't need this, I guess. Yeah, right. It doesn't matter. But he doesn't pick this up? Why? 20% increased totem damage is not worth the point. No placement speed nodes. Totem life doesn't matter, but 20% placement speed? That's probably nice, though. He doesn't do this either? Why? Okay, so there's a weapon swap. So weapon set 1 is this, right? It's this. Okay, right. He grabs block nodes. Regen. On weapon set 2, on weapon set 1. And weapon set 2 is like just all the damage. Does it snapshot for deepest tower stuff? Probably, right? It's interesting. So weapon set 1 is like defensive, right? Full defensive, and then. But can you do this on? You can easily do this on Gemling, I think. I guess Kataba's just tankier. But who cares if you're doing 1 billion damage, right? Also, the totems kind of get aggro, so I don't think you die in maps, really, with totems. Unless you're trolling. You don't have any defense, I guess? I don't know. The thing is, okay, this is something I want to test too, because the totems just say any martial weapon. Bows are a martial weapon. Can you use, but they don't give melee levels, right? Could you use totems on a Roa? Low move speed, right? With like a bow or a spear. Can you get melee levels on spear? Why would you do that though? You probably can. I don't see why not. Can you roll on spears? Modifier count. Yeah, you can. But what does it roll up to? What is a roll range? +5, okay. Yeah, see, yeah, you can't. There's no way. See, you can't dual wield spears, right? With this doesn't work. Now, if we ever got swords or axes or something, that's probably even better, right? So if the new update comes out and randomly we get duelist or something. Then it would work, right? Or flails. I don't know. Could be cool to think about. I mean, the thing is, you can use any martial weapon, right? I think that's the good part. The problem is that two-handed maces have the highest rolls for melee damage, melee level, skill level. So yeah, I get what this guy's doing then. and I'm assuming most people do something similar. You drop your totems. I mean, the duration is what, like 12 seconds or whatever, maybe more if you have skill duration or something, or totem duration or whatever. Anywhere on your, yeah. And then you swap to this, right, so that your totems get buffed. Problem is, Deepest Tower is a little counterintuitive. I guess he has increased presence area. Is that a? Oh, that's this. Yeah, talisman. Quality of skills. You probably scale your attack speed pretty high then, right? Because this is a totem-based attack time minus, 0.2 seconds for 20% quality. Doesn't matter. Like, what are the breakpoints though? Like, what you get minus? Like, maybe you can get with Gemling. Like, you can get a little bit of quality. I mean, you get what? If you go with this tree path, you get maybe like 14, right? 15, 16. No. Okay, so 16, like 18, 20. So you could double it. Right? Is that really worth doing? It's not huge, right? It's just minus 0.4 seconds. I guess that probably could be massive, though. Because that's 0.4 seconds base attack time, right? Minus 0.4 seconds. So then you're, what, 1.1 seconds, and then you get attack speed on top of that. Totem attacks. Attack speed by totem to increase attack speed, right? And then you're kind of going nutty with it, and then this is popping more often. These are popping. Could be kind of fun. Is there anything? And then yeah, what you could do as well is yeah, you get presence, right? You drop Deepest Tower. I mean, it's a lot of damage though, no. But it's really annoying because you have to like do so much just to counter, just to get back up. So he's losing 40% reduced presence, then he's getting 20% back, so he's at 20% reduced presence, and then he gets a little bit more back, 20%. 20%. Oh, okay. So he's 20% increased. Okay, so he's basically plus 20%, right? Presence. You can get more too, right? Like here. I guess you could get your presence pretty big, right? But wouldn't it be better just to go like? What if you went like? Oh wait. Yeah. What if you went like Coming Calamity? Yeah, but it doesn't matter though, because you're doing fizz damage, right? Maybe chaos damage, maybe. Would that be? Maybe that's worth doing though. Maybe you do go Avatar of Fire. Oh, that sounds terrible, dude. Convert to fire, so that you can actually. Because the problem with doing pure fizz damage is that now you have to worry about armor. And stuff does have armor, right? So I guess you could convert with Avatar of Fire. And then it feels really bad though, no. And then what you do is you go like Coming Calamity or something, Alpha's Howl. And then you're basically, and then you could increase your presence even more if you wanted to. And then you can stack like a scepter, like one of these nutty scepters. Like maybe this one. No, you'd have to do that. Yeah, because it converts all your damage anyway, right? I mean, the gain as extra will stay as cold. This doesn't get converted. Right? Gain as extra is on top of, after conversion, on top of everything. But I guess fire is probably the best, because then you're benefiting from, any curses and stuff. So you just want to stick with fire, right? And then on top of that, you're getting strength from this, right? Instead of whatever these other attributes are. So I think if you run this Shrine Scepter, you can always swap to this one later, maybe. But then you don't care about this if you're running like Coming Calamity or something. Common Calamity could be huge, because then you get free Heralds. But at that point, maybe you do run... But the only one that's gonna do anything... Wait, is there a... I guess what you could do is you could, How would you shock or freeze with this, though? I don't think... Because the thing is, you can't double convert, right? I mean, it doesn't work anyway, because the way that the PoE conversion PoE2 conversion works. It, like, normalizes damage, right? And then splits it evenly or something like that. And this lets you deal no non-fire damage. Does that probably affects gain as extra, so you have to run this anyway. You can't run these other ones, because otherwise this doesn't do anything, right? I think this overrides everything. Deal no non-fire damage. So you have to make sure that all your damage is fire damage. So then what do you do about... What's the point of the Heralds, then? Because the only one you can use is Herald of Ash, right? Or does it just convert... 75% of damage converted to fire. So you would convert... Yeah, so there's no way, unless you use, like, 3 dragons or something. But then you're dropping, like... 3 dragons is pretty trash. Other than the right? I don't know. Well, let's just plan it out, right? Okay, so you're never gonna get like optimal. I mean, does attack speed impacts totem placement, right? Let me check this. What is? Where's like placement speed anywhere? None of these are here. Is placement speed affected by attack speed? Probably, right? I don't know. Whatever. So you probably do the weapon swap thing, right? Is this worth pathing through, or is this troll? You don't really care. This Elirez doesn't matter because they reach cap anyway with levels, and their damage reduction is probably crazy. They probably don't die to stuff like that easy. So I don't think this matters. Any of that matters. That's probably why these people don't take it, right? Like, they even just take this. Okay, forget the weapon swap for now. I mean, like, I'm assuming this is... It doesn't even take these. Really? Why not? Like, is this not worth taking at all? I mean, the increased damage while you have a totem is useless, right? Because you're not even doing damage yourself. Unless this counts towards, like, these shrines and stuff. Like if you run, like, a shrine. Do these gain that 20% increased damage? Maybe. I don't know. Like a shrine scepter. I don't know. I wish I had a character to test this on, but I don't have a leveled gemling, because I never played gemling before. Maybe I'll level 1 on standard or something. It's a lot of time though. Well, not really. If you use your leveling gear. I have leveling gear already. Okay. Whatever. I mean, this does. He's getting this. Ah, bro. Why? I don't know. Whatever. I mean, the thing is, I know I'm just looking at this one. I should probably look at other people's too, see what they do differently. Yeah, let's figure it out with the weapon swap. I'm just curious how he paths a little bit. Obviously, I'm assuming these... Okay, yeah, pathing through here is probably good, right? Because here's like 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes, as opposed to going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. But you want to be over here, right? I don't know. I mean, yeah, blood magic's got to be the way to go, right? It's probably much more manageable. You can't get that much mana, so like on this side of the tree. So you're not gonna be able to reasonably afford to cast totems that much if you don't use blood magic and some kind of like life recovery and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you want this jewel socket. Probably want to come over here. Right here. You want as many jewel sockets as you can get your hands on, I think. I mean, you're gonna come this way anyway. Right, so coming here is probably fine. You want this, maybe? Nah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't think you care about the thresholds, because you're not gonna be riding a row or anything. Whatever. It's kind of bad to take this now that it's not 10%. But it is what it is. So then, okay, this is still... Resolute technique is actually probably not even bad, because you can't scale crit anyway. Like, who cares about crit? Is this area of effect or area of damage? Area of damage is probably good, right? These are good, maybe. Let me see. Totem damage. Totem damage, totem damage. You don't care about these. These are just cast speed nodes, right? Yeah. You're already getting placement speed. Do you need this? What a weird cluster. Okay. Placement speed and range probably nice. This is probably overkill, I think, though. Like, this is a lot of placement speed. You don't need that. Honestly, you could probably just grab this extra placement speed node here if you want. Plus 20%. It's probably feels pretty good. There's also, these are 20% too, right? Yeah, so if you want those, it's probably fine to take. You go here. Just life, nobody cares. Okay, you definitely want these though. Totem damage. Yeah. I guess you could. I mean, I don't know. You could go bleed route maybe, but yeah, I don't think you need it. That's probably overkill, right? So if you scale enough AOE, like what do? Like hemo crystals for clear? You don't need clear, right? Clear is going to be solved. Single target, you're not going to be doing enough damage to deal really big bleed on single target. What does this do? Nobody cares about that. Yeah, this means you don't have to care about accuracy at all, which is kind of annoying. I don't know if totems care about accuracy though, do they? Well, this guy does take it. Let's check some other people too. See what they do. Oh, this guy's running Avatar Fire. Let's see what he's doing. This guy too. They're probably all running Deepest Tower, yeah. I wonder... This guy's straight up. He's not doing the weapon swap tech. Wait, what is he? Oh, well, he is. But why? Because these have +7. What is... Critical kill. That's useless. What is he? Is he using... LE Focus is actually not bad at all, right? You could also do some kind of like... This one. This gives you a bunch of life, right? Yeah. I'm using your present fire exposure. That's good, I guess. Then you don't need to worry as much about pen. I mean, you run a curse, right? This guy's probably... What is a curse? Infernal Cry? He's using Earthquake too? Why? What about this guy? Or is this guy I was looking at a second ago? I don't know. Well, this is the guy with the... They're both doing this. No, this guy doesn't have weapon swap. Yeah, Infernal Class. Okay, he's got 90 res. 90 res is really strong. On Kitaba, I guess. Mythic Kitaba. That's kind of crazy. What is his max hit? It's really low still. What the heck? Why? His life is low. Well, this guy's got Warrior. That's why his life's so high, right? Yeah, max life. Corrupt? No, that's max life from this. LE res per socket. Spirit per socket. Okay. 150 spirit, that's not bad. What does he run on spirit? Oh, companion. What is he anoint? Titanic. What is Titanic? This one? No. Oh, 5% increased strength? That's pretty good. He's using one of these. This is probably really expensive though, Unwavering Stance, right? Because you hit these nodes. Is there a way to get... Is there... That radius is probably too small, right? The radius is pretty small. But... This... That's a lot. It's so far out of the way. I don't think you can do that. Just so much work though, just to get anything decent. Like, imagine trying to scale. Like, I don't think you can play this as a league start, right? Totem build. Well, I don't know. I mean, you get level scaling, which is nice because all you have to do is level up your skills. Yeah, you don't have to worry as much. He's got a Spectre? What the heck? What is this guy? This is the mob from the Apex in the past, right? Whatever it's called. I don't remember what this guy does. Maybe, I guess it's like a damage boost. Berserks. Yeah. See, Rage is probably the way to go too, right? Do the totems count as melee? Oh, they do. Does this proc Rage on melee hit? Do these totems proc Rage on melee hit? That would be good. And especially if you scale attack speed, like, and you're hitting AoE, you probably hit Rage pretty quick. If you have some way to mitigate the Rage fall off. But maybe you just go freaking Death Articulated Gloves, you know? Okay, so I know I'm doing this before. There's no way Shockwave Totems doesn't. There's no way it gets nerfed. It's trash, right? It's bad. So if anything, it'll get buffed. And I don't foresee any of these related nodes getting nerfed at all because these playstyles are bad. So I don't think there's any harm prepping this, or at least thinking about it for League Start. I just think the playstyle would be very, like, there's probably some redundancy in my pathing. Like, what is going on? Problem is, I need to go here. I guess I could just wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, look at this. This is a problem with PoE 2 tree, right? It doesn't. If I do this, it's not any more efficient than doing this, which is crazy to me. How does that make sense? Like literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same. Although I guess I could drop these. So I guess it is more efficient. No, it's not. Because then I would have to. Oh, if I'm going Avatar Fire, I need to be over here anyway. This is really awkward. Okay, so yeah, you do all this. Let's see. Yeah, this one. Area damage. This is a lot of skill points already. Like, this tree's all. There's definitely some optimization you can do with this tree. You might not. These are good though. No, the small nodes are really bad. Is it better just to take like this, 1, 2? No, it doesn't matter. There's no point. So that's 3 points for 17 block. This is all going to be weapon set though, the block stuff. The totem stuff will also be weapon set, right? As much as possible anyway. I guess you could simulate that, right? Like you just take the totem nodes off. You don't have a ton of weapon set points though. Weapon set 1. Like, okay, so you take, oops. That's 8 points. Take these. Okay, halfway there. Am I doing this right? Yeah. These are all weapon set. Okay, so you can fit those all on weapon set, right? For totems. Is there anything I'm missing? What do these guys put on website? Deepest tower stuff. Deepest tower stuff, basically. Seems like all these guys use weapon set for deepest tower. But I don't want to run that, bro. It's gonna be really expensive on League Star anyway, so you can't bank on it. If they don't even, they're probably gonna nerf it. I'd be surprised if something doesn't. It's just such insane amount of damage, and it's not even bad. Like the helmet's not bad. I mean, you get a lot of chaos res, right? A little bit of max life. Defenses don't really matter. Because it's not like, unless you're going energy shield, helmets don't really matter for defense. Like, let's be honest. I guess. Does Empower work on totems? Like Infernal Cry, I mean. I don't know. It just says, yeah, I think it does, right? It's just any. Phase Mastery for level? You don't need this. I think you reach level cap anyway. If you have like 2 maces with skill levels and skill level. Well, this guy doesn't have skill level on his amulet. But if you have skill level on your ammy and on your maces, like +7 or even +6, so you have 12. So say you have +6, right? Because +7 is like, that's max roll, right? So that's really hard to get. But I guess you don't care about anything else, because these guys, do they use your weapon damage? Is this guy not running? Whereas, yeah, like these don't care about weapon damage at all. So all you care about is the levels, right? Or am I stupid? Like, if you don't use any other skills aside from totems to do your damage, do you care at all about any of these other stats? So that could make the weapon cheaper. Like, if all you care about is just the melee skill level, you don't care about accuracy, because you're running, resolute technique, right? You don't care. You don't care about. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? I don't think totems care anyway. Do totems even care about accuracy? Can I check? Accuracy, as opposed to like. That's not a good skill to check, huh? It's like earthquake or something. Okay, so it does care about accuracy. No, it doesn't. Wait, what? So it doesn't even have an estimated chance to hit. It just says accuracy rating. But there's no. Oh, wait, the slam. Okay, the slam does. Okay, it does. Okay, it does. Fair enough. Okay, but the point is, wait. Okay, that impacts the explosion, right? Why doesn't it stay on there? Attack time. Yes. Okay. Attack speed is pretty good, huh? Problem is, like, you just how do you get actual damage, right? I think it's rage. I think rage and levels, obviously, but on top of levels, rage, and then fire damage, and then you can get like yeah, like this does, yeah, you can get fire damage and like use wait, actually hello? That's not what I meant. Where's the chess piece, bro? Isn't that what the chess piece is called the same thing, right? Here, let's look at this real quick. These are the... Get 2 rage generation per second to you and your allies. So the totems get the rage from this, right? But is that... it's 2 rage per second. I mean... Is that not what it's called? Hello? What the heck? Is that not what it's called? Well, duh. Okay, you add the... Whatever, dude. Enemies in your pens have no Ellie res. This means they can't... They don't care about reduction, though, right? Sets enemy current max elements versus 0 and removes it from the damage formula altogether. This also prevents penetration. Yes. So... It gives you a lot of Ellie res. Gives you free Herald. But the only one that you care about is Herald of Ash, though. That's the problem with Avatar Fire, right? You can't do anything... You can't do anything but fire damage. So unless you get your fire damage to somehow, like with... No way, I just tried freaking... Still not used to typing on this keyboard. It's a new one. This is kind of good though, right? More Ellie res. You need 46 int to use it though. That's rough. That's a little dumb, actually. What am I doing? Oh yeah. Because Shock is definitely better than Ignite. And then you don't have to care about res if you run this, right? But before that... And then, yeah. Because the problem with staying pure Fizz is you have to deal with armor now, right? so then you have to armor break somehow. And of course, it's not quite as easy to scale. Right. Like pure fizz damage. Okay, let's see. Lightning damage from hits. Yeah. So basically, you're running this helmet just so you can shock. And then you can use both Herald of Ice, or not Herald of Ice, Herald of Thunder and Herald of Ash. Right, because Herald of Ash doesn't care about fire damage. But Herald of Thunder is going to do no damage. Or does it get converted to fire damage? It just converts, right, to fire damage. Huh. It's kind of interesting. Your clear would be crazy. Question is, like, I don't think clear would be an issue for this build if you scale it properly. So, okay, but the question is, okay. So you get all these totem nodes, right? You have one more weapon swap point. You might as well just get, like, placement speed or something, dude. I don't know. Because this does nothing, right? Totem life. Nah, who cares? Is there any... Oh. What the... Why did I click that? I meant to click this. Wait, was that already clicked? What the... Oh. Why isn't... Okay, whatever. Okay, that wasn't clicked for some reason. Because there's no more random damage you can take, right? Like, this isn't just placement speed, cast speed, who cares? Is everything actually taken? Let me get rid of this. I don't think this is getting in my way. Yeah, okay. So this will give you everything you care about on totems, right? It's actually a perfect amount. Right, and then weapon sweat 1 will just be for block. And maybe presence. An aura effect. Probably, right? Is that really op 1, 2, 3? Hang on. This doesn't care about weapon damage at all, right? Am I stupid? Like, there's no point clicking damage nodes for, like, weapon type, like dual wielding or anything. Does that... I don't think that impacts. What are these... Did anybody take these nodes? I don't think so, right? I think it just does not matter. It doesn't seem like anybody takes it. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, this guy does, but he's also doing Mace Strike, Earthquake, Leap Slam. Like, he's not... He's just using totems, I guess, for whatever. For, like, utility or just extra clear or something. I don't know. just cause, I guess, I don't know. I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay, yeah, so I think, yeah, it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, okay, I guess that's optimal then. Block chance, damage per block. Increased damage while holding shield definitely does something, but it's only 10%. Who cares, right? Phase damage doesn't matter. That's the other thing too. When you convert your damage, I don't think there's no use scaling the pre-converted damage, right? You're gonna need strength. Weapon set 2. Focus on weapon set 2. Okay. I feel like my pathing. I feel like I'm trolling with my pathing. Well, let's see. So. These nodes even worth taking? They gotta be, right? Stun build up. AoE. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter. So how is this better? To just path here? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So going this way is 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4. So -1, -2. How is this? There's no way it's better just to go this way and delete these. Because you're gonna path here no matter what. You have to. It's just not better. I don't know. Whatever. I can mess with pathing later. It's not important. I mean, it is because it saves you a lot of skill points. But okay, let's see. Block. There's block here. That's a lot of points, bro. Just mana when you block. I don't care. There's a block node here. Sure. That's it, right? These don't actually give you block chance. Doesn't matter. Well, this does give you block chance. Life when you block too, but you can't go that far. Okay, it's fine though. 3 block nodes. That's probably the best. Let's see. Block. No way, I just typed that. Block. Not black, bro. Nobody cares. So that's enough for the weapon sets, right? You just go full block, a little bit of presence, probably just for, convenience, quality of life, right? And it seems like, I guess, you need life regen, huh? Dude, you need too many things. I want to path up here. That's a lot of points, though. You're kind of just... And you're getting, reduced... I guess you don't need to take all those block nodes if you do this, though. Does this even matter, though? Like with this increase, so weapon, I don't actually know how the weapon swap functions on that front, because like this guy doesn't do it. Where is it? This guy doesn't care about much. Like it's right here. Like AC is really strong, right? But I guess it snapshots, right? So it'll snapshot the damage and then you swap back. So this doesn't do anything. The damage buff, I mean, right? But it would work for the shrine? No, I don't know if that's worth taking. It's a lot of damage, though. I just don't know if it's good. What am I? Oh, yeah, here. Okay, so let's drop that then. Because we don't really want global defense reduction. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter. I don't know. We'll leave it for now. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. Four, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 6. Okay. So I'd have to drop. Yeah, that's good though. Kind of nice. Anyway. Whatever. I'll mess with it. It doesn't matter. The points. I'm just trying to see what the point spread would look like and like where you get to with like a reasonable investment. So far, the problem is you need regen. Okay, that's right. Okay. Yeah, survivability might be the real pain for this build though. You need regen. I should be doing this in PoE. That way I can actually look at damage numbers. So I'm not completely griefing. Honestly though, I'm not a fan of PoE because there's like so many. At least like the UI is really cumbersome and like doesn't look nice, right? And then also you got to do all the calculations. You got to plug in all your stuff in order for it to actually spit out a useful number. Do all the like conditional stuff and everything. Maybe this is troll. Just go strength here. Plus 1 point, right? Yeah, you probably go this too. Thing is, you gotta use armor. I don't know. Where's blood magic? It's over here, right? Not here. Here. Okay, now I get it. So I'm gonna want your strength here anyway. It's probably better than. if you go blood magic anyway, it's definitely better, right? Then we invest in a rage, I guess, right? Like, I think that's the play. Is that probably not, right? That's stupid, bro. Why are there no's on the tree that give you freaking 5% reduced move speed? These are probably gonna change some of these no's. There's no point in doing fire damage, right? Any fire damage. No point. Rage. Let's see. Oh yeah, you're gonna need strength, rage. That's really good, right? Rage on melee hit. Doesn't matter. +8 max rage. That's good, right? Alright, now we're getting to the territory of, okay, we're running out of skill points, because this is like, this is starting to get to like late game status. 1% increase armor per rage, that doesn't matter. I don't think so. You don't care about rage when hit by an enemy, who cares? It's bad. Yeah. Okay. What the heck? Okay. I'm kind of just reading some of these because I don't really know. I'm not super familiar with this like upper part of the tree. I'm assuming a lot of this is gonna change too. Am I really pathing all the way here just for one jewel socket? No way. I might as well go this way then. It's less points. I just assumed there'd be useful stuff over here, but there's not really. Do I want increased skill effecturation? I don't think it matters. You just can't afford to, It's probably worth taking, right? I mean, it's like, with hits at close range. What is close range? So how... I wonder how this calculates based on totems, though. Like, is it close range for the totem? I don't know. It's a lot of damage, though. So this is, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. Let's drop these. Over this way. +2 points. And then, again, how does surrounded count for totems? What is down here? Okay. what? Oh, this is the old video. Okay. They trolled Druid class hands on. Hello. Question is, how do you survive now? Like, yeah, you know, maybe you do damage. Maybe if you're lucky, you do damage with this setup. Maybe. And then, so, wait, did I even allocate? I did not. That's a lot of skill points, bro. I mean, some of these are droppable. This is drop. You don't need that really right away. I'm probably gonna struggle on strength though. You need Giant's Blood, right? This is the problem. You can't. Wait. You don't care about this, right? Okay, so here's the question now. For 15 strength, right? So say you, I mean, that's like not that much damage. Even if you have like 400 strength or something. It's like, or 450 even. That's like barely like 20 to 30% damage. Increased, right? It's just increased. But I guess you might as well take it, right? Like it's not bad. If you're already second, you don't use mana. Because you're blood magic anyway. So I'm gonna need more strength. Like I'm gonna need to take these strength nodes, I think, right? But maybe not. Okay, but something needs to go. This needs to go. And then this needs to go, right? You don't need the presence. Or this. This is just more damage though. But the strength, 12 strength. I don't know. I mean, if you go with this, then you get 20% less attributes though. That might be too. I mean, I guess technically it's only what, like 14% less, right? Because you get 6% here increased. Oh no, it's increased. This is less. That's rough. Hey, do you need to take this? No, polymath. It's just increase. 7% increase is nothing. This is awkward though, right? Because it's like skill cost is probably huge, right? Skill cost is probably insane. But then you lose out on double attribute. But is this even doable? Because the 20% less attributes is gonna hurt a lot with Giant's Blood and stuff. And you need 46 int. I guess you can get the int off gear. If you want to run 3 dragons, then you have to get... Yeah, I don't know if you need this, though. The shock chance is nice, but you don't really have room to scale shock magnitude, right? Unfortunately. Maybe you don't need this much investment into rage as well. Might be a little overkill. I don't know. There's a lot of max rage. This is 3% chance. Probably feels good though. Probably does happen. Like, you need this, like, rage on melee hit. The totems count as melee hit, right? And then you gotta run berserk or something, right? Okay, so now we look at skills just to plan it out. This is why I like max roll actually, because it just feels better to just visualize everything. So you need jagged ground, you need overabundance, you need astral projection. What was the other skill? Oh. What are better? Like, what else can you run even? So you're using a lot of rage, right? You're getting a lot of rage. But the problem is you can't... Dude, half the skills that care about rage are just... they make it so you can't produce rage too, right? Let's see. % more damage with rage. It doesn't prevent you from getting rage though, right? I mean, how else can you even scale? Like, you can't go Brutality, you have to go Fire Infusion. Fire Infusion, maybe? That's just 25% more damage, right? There is extra, I guess. How does this interact with Avatar Fire? I'm actually curious. I don't know. What do people run on this skill? Where is it? Shockwave Totem, Mag Effect. Yeah, AoE's good, right? Ellie Focus. No, then you can't shock. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you don't care. I don't know. It's gotta be Fire Infusion, right? Is this guy running Avatar Fire? Yeah. This guy's also running Avatar Fire with Shockwave Totem. Fizz Mastery? You don't need Fizz Mastery. That's overkill. You level cap anyway, I think. With the right gear. Fire Pen? You don't need Fire Pen. Persistence? I don't think that matters. Yeah, so maybe you go Rage Forge. Rage Forge. And Rage Forge, Fire Infusion. That's gotta be it, right? I think so. Because it just consumes 10 rage possible to deal 35% more damage. That's pretty good, right? And it doesn't prevent you from gaining rage, right? Supported. It doesn't say anywhere supported skills. Yeah. Why did I just drop? Oh yeah, overabundance and astral projection. Yeah. So, dude, there's no point running multiple shockwave totem skill gems, right? Like, because the limit. Like, does the limit. Wait. Okay, I kind of need to test that too. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I actually don't know how this works. Which one is it? Uh-oh. I don't know. Because doesn't the limit not care about the separate gems? Actually, that's a good question. Because otherwise you could do one where that's just like maybe like a utility one that does some kind of okay, that's what I thought. Okay. So no point in that. Let's see. Yeah, so you get something like Warrior Totem as well with Rolling Slam. And just damage, right? Overabundance. Maybe this is where you put the not ironwood. What is it? Greatwood. Rage Forge again. Wait, no, because I'm not using this. Uh-oh. Bro, Gemling has too many good nodes, man. Equipment and skills? Wait, that's good. Wait, you just run this then, no? How do you... No, you can't. have to go this. Because how else do you manage this 30% more attribute requirements on skill gems? Wait, skill gems. That doesn't matter then. That's just skill gems, not support gems, right? Only skill gems. Okay, then it doesn't matter. I don't know. You'd have to mess around. Maybe you can do this, maybe you can't. I don't know. Not fun to rage. I don't know. Maybe just run conk effect. There's some more area damage. That's more than 25% gains extra. You can't do aftershocks on this. Really? Is that not what it's called? I thought it was called aftershocks. Maybe not. Oh, because it's a totem. Aftershocks only works on yourself, right? Yeah. A little silly. Okay. Something like this, maybe then. If you can run the two of the same. Let's see, what do these guys do on their totems? Yeah, Kong effect, execute, immolate. Okay, who cares about immolate? Primal armaments, probably good. No, because it's a lot. Well, yeah, that's probably good actually. It's only 25% more as opposed to Rage Forge. But it's perma. Yeah, it's probably better. Close combat? That's 25% more as well. And then this guy's got... Yeah, okay. He's not using Avatar Fire. Or power. People execute martial inspiration. Yeah, you probably need inspiration, dude. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't need inspiration. Okay, but I do think Rage Force is probably not it. Or is it? Is overabundance the play? Yes, right? I mean, it makes sense. Because if you're using iron, if you're using the... What's it called? Great wood, you want overabundance. Right? Because this is a lot more damage. 10% more damage. Yeah, so it's well, it's 10% more damage, more AoE. AoE doesn't matter. Actually, this is trash. No, it's not. It's good because it combines all your damage onto the one totem, which is all you, for bossing. That's all you need. You just need the one totem, right? You don't want to necessarily place down a bunch of different totems, right? I mean, I guess you could. It's kind of, that'd be kind of annoying though. I don't want to do that. But is it worth this? It's only 10% more damage. I don't know. This is not worth it. What am I doing? No. It is worth it. Great Wood is worth. Overabundance is not worth. 10% more damage because you don't care about AoE. You don't care about totem life. You just care about the damage, and it's only 10% per limit, right? So 30% more is good. 30% more is good, and then you instead of overabundance, you go like pro armor is 25. Wait, does this work? More weapon elemental damage. You could go LE focus. No, you want the shock though. You could go close combat. You could go Where do these guys go? Yeah, close combat. Let's see. Yeah, primal, armament, close combat. It's probably one of those two. I don't know if primal armament works though. How does that work? Because it says weapon damage. Your totem doesn't do weapon damage, does it? Shoot. Persistence, no. It's just close combat in it. For real. Close combat. Conk effect. Call it a day. I guess you could swap Rage Force for Primal Armament if you want more consistency. Let's see. What is the int requirement on this? Can you run this at like super low level? What level is this? Oh, okay. That's not bad. But what this guy's, yeah, flow 5. Okay. Fire exposure. Does that matter when you're running Becoming Calamity? I don't think so, right? It removes resistance from the damage formula, right? So it doesn't matter. Yeah, Solar Orb. With this one, you want Font of Rage, probably. Font of Blood, why not? Maybe Fast Forward. Oh, Persistence, probably. What does this guy run? Solar Orb. So your fire damage is shocking, right? Now, what was the... Wait. Okay. Yeah, overcharge is what I was thinking of, but kind of dumb that the abstracts work that way. Okay. So if your fire damage is shocking, then yeah, maybe conduction overcharge. is good. Just don't get hit, lol. Should be okay, right? Persistence. Wait, it's gonna annoy me. Something like this, right? Then you can run. Let's see. So for spirit skills, okay, this is gonna be a little. So you want berserk, right? For sure, because you're using a lot of rage. You're gonna need life regen. You need life regen on the tree, huh? Oh no. But yeah, you need this, right? So this is 30 spirit. We don't want. You get the heralds for free, right? You don't even reserve anything for those. The time of need. And yeah, that's pretty much it, right? That's all that really matters. There's not much else you could run. So you can just run like I mean, they might add some new stuff. They might be worth running, honestly. I guess you could go like a banner if you really wanted to. Yeah, or maybe you just stack like Visa Spirit. So let's see, that's 60, 80. Okay, so okay, fast forward. Let's just do. Can you run 2 vitality support gems because of this? That'd go kind of crazy, no? That's 2% life regen per second. You just need plus 40 spirit, which isn't that hard to get. So, because you're only running 30, right? So that's 60. It's 100. So this is like default. And then if you get spirit on anything, which you're going to have a scepter, right? So maybe... do you need these on both? Probably, right? How does this work with weapon swap, though? Is anyone using Berserk? You guys using Berserk? More blood about that. Who cares? What's the point of that? Is this guy using weapon swap? No. Yes. It probably works then, right? I don't know. I'm assuming it works. So if you weapon swap it, then you'll have a ton of spirit, dude. From like a scepter. These scepters give you like 100 spirit, no? Yeah. That's a lot of spirit. That means you can have 2 cannibalisms as well. That's 30. So we're at 100, 15, 100, 30. Is this dumb? Am I stupid? Isn't this disgusting? Does this work? Right? You can use each type of support gem an additional time in different skills. These are support gems. Do they stack? I don't see why not. I would have to test this. I've never even thought about this before. Kind of interesting though. I'm gonna just assume that they do. I'll test it later. Because this is a lot of life regen and recovery, right? That's 4% max life on kill, 2% regen, a ton of life recovery from flash, 60% increased life recovery from flash. Although maybe you don't need that. Maybe that's overkill. Is there anything that converts mana regen to life regen? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, you can do that. And then you can also slot in... Wait, so how much spirit is this? That's 60, 80, 100, 130, 160. So you still have another 30 spirit, which you can then slot into... Because you'll have free Herald of Thunder, right? And then you go Deadly Herald or something. That's another 20. So 20. Okay. So you're at 1. So 100, 130, 160, 180. %30 more damage. Is that... Does Herald of Ash care about that? Because you'll have Herald of Ash too. I mean, you can slot it in, but I don't think it matters, right? Additional overkill damage. Does this count for overkill damage? Let me see. Explosion deals what? But Ignite counts towards... Wait a second. Wait, it's Ignite, though. How does this work? Whatever, you have enough spirit to put this in anyway. It'll turn off, though. Right, something will turn off when you weapon swap. Because you can't have all this, because you're not going to have the scepter, right? Whatever. I think Acrimony works, right? I think Acrimony works. I don't know where I'm getting these attributes from, though. I'm gonna need, for all these support gems, I'm gonna need a lot of attributes. Really annoying that I can't take this too. But this is broken, right? Skill gems, not support gems, right? They're different. These are not gonna get buffed, but they're not gonna get touched by this, right? Surely not. Is anyone running Herald of Ash? I want to see what people use. Just Fire Mastery, Deadly Herald. No Acrimony? I think Acrimony works. Nobody's using it though. I think it does work. I mean, it's not. Enemies affected by non-generation element over time. Have less life regen. Have reduced, but did. But it is a damaging element over time. No. I don't know. Whatever. You don't need it. Doesn't matter. Mag effect. Why not? Reach. Far. Yeah, where is it? Far. Hello. Oh, long. It's called long shot. Early focus. What else? That's probably. I don't think you get all skill slots, right? Unless you somehow get level 20. I don't think that's doable though. Maybe. I don't actually know. Or is it player level based? I think it's skill level based, right? I don't know. Whatever. I'll just leave it like that. I guess you can put Primal Armament in here, right? Primal Armament. Wait, what did I have? Reach. Long shot. Oh yeah, Deadly Herald and Deadly Focus. I wonder what this interaction is with. With 3 dragons. I don't know. This is probably expensive, right? Probably like 5 to 10 div. Where's the... Well, they don't have them. Okay, whatever. Imagine this is the unique one. Just imagine. Which one has good implicit? Aren't there some with implicits? doesn't show me. I mean, do you struggle with, this might be good. Do you struggle with res? I guess your block chance is really low though with this one. I mean, if this reduced move speed is really cringe. Oh. That's kind of nutty though, right? How expensive is this shield? I never see it. I mean, Chernobog's obviously really good too. Chernobog's probably the best for damage, right? But that's really expensive. One of these two. Life on blocks is crazy. That's actually kind of nutty. I think you go with, like, how do you not run that? Shield, what is it called? Here. I don't know how rare this thing is. It's really good though. 4% max life on block. That's nutty. I didn't know that was in the game. You cannot block? Oh, shoot. That's interesting. I didn't know that was in the game either. I mean, I want to block, but... Is recovery on block better than this? Rise of Phoenix? This thing's probably expensive too, no? But it might not be that rare. What's the rarity on it? Does it tell me the tier? Tier 3? What is this? Chernobog's tier 1, right? This one's tier 3. This one's also tier 3, there's no way. Or is that not what that number is? I'm pretty sure this is tier 3. Says none of these are like giga. What is spawn? Is that right? That can't be right. That's not what that is, right? Where's the tier? Where's the rarity? Rarity tier. I don't know. Looks like this one's pretty common. It's tier 3 still. I don't think that's right. I think I'm looking at that wrong. Anyway, it's either this, because I guess you could do Inferno. Cool. That just gives you max price, right? It doesn't actually. You need to get. I guess you don't need this, right? I mean, the only reason why you run this is to not care about LE res. Otherwise, you would have to slot in like fire, like, exposure. I guess it's probably fine, right? You don't have enough int though, right? Like, what's the int on these guys? 72, 60, 60. I mean, you could run. I think you can run. Can you run a fire curse? What is a fire curse called? Oh, this guy's running it. He has 72 int. This guy running it? No. Can he not run it? Where did the pictures go? What do they use? Not this, I don't want that. Massive great hammer. Oh no, literally anything. What's the lowest attribute requirement hammer? 12. What? Shoot. 212. Do you care though? It's like what, 400 something? 424. Can you get that high? Yeah, this guy's got a ton. Okay, well that's doable, I guess. Melee levels. Melee levels. Probably want a regen, right? No, the base regen is doo-doo. Probably want a strength amulet then. Why is it? Some more max for life. Melee levels. Does ring damage get added to your totem damage? I don't actually know. What do these guys run on rings? Probably. Oh, they don't care. Okay, fire damage, probably a good idea. Res and stats, right? Yeah, strength. Res, fire damage. Okay. Fair enough. Well, you just put on some freaking breach rings then. Let's see. Percent fire damage, res, and attributes. These are just like representative of what the stats you want. Not like that you should get these exact ones. so all the rings, all that you care about on rings is fire damage and attributes and res. Seems like, yeah, max life. Can you get % max life on Ami? That's probably really expensive though, right? You can. That'd be goated, right? If you can get that, something like that. I think you should easy res cap with this stuff. Belt. Now this is interesting. Is there any belt that gives you like regen? I mean, I think you just run like anything you can get your hands on, right? You don't need ingenuity. Do you really run Meganords for the strength? Is Rezlata's coil actually good? It might actually be good. This would be kind of good too. This would be not. This might be good as well. No, because you, okay, never mind. Unironically, might be worth, if you're running trials, just to say no to corrupted blood. I don't know. The belt can be whatever, it doesn't matter. Gloves just need to be, I don't know, literally anything. Evasion armor, evasion. Just go armor gloves. Melee levels. Attack speed. Does this matter? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. You don't need it though. Yeah, melee levels, melee levels, melee levels, melee levels as much as possible. Your res should be no problem, right? Because these all get all res. Like, you just get rings with res. Your amulet can have res. This will give you res. You don't need any. Yeah, I don't think you need anything with fire res because of this, right? And this. Yeah. Should be Giga Chill. Something like that. could be cool. Who knows? I think the biggest challenge is figuring out what points to take on the Ascendancy here, and also like making sure you can actually maintain your life regen. Now the other thing, so normally in order to reach level cap you would need what, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then corrupt generally gives you free 2 levels. So if you have 7, 7, you have 14, 15, 16, 19, right? So you be at 39. So you don't actually need these gloves. You'd be down 1 level. Is there another way to get a level? Corrupt, I guess. You can corrupt it, right? Which wouldn't be that bad, right? Because, yeah, the only investment there is perfect jeweler orbs, right? Because you need a perfect jeweler orb them and hope you can roll a good corrupt. Wouldn't be too bad though. I think you can do it, and then you can drop these gloves for like death articulated or something. As long as your life recovery can keep up. Which maybe recovery on block will help with. Or maybe you just run this instead. 3% of life per second. Rise of the Phoenix. I don't know which one is more rare, to be honest. I guess I could look at trade. Let's see, so let's check prices of all this stuff actually. Calling Calamity Armor. Oh, what the heck? 10 Chaos, that's it? For a bad one. It's not even bad. I mean, what? Oh, I see. It got under. The corrupt freaking pooped on it. Okay, but so a non-corrupted one. Where is it? Miscellaneous, yeah. Non-corrupt one is probably a couple div, right? 1 div. Okay, not bad. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't think you care that much about the res roll. Yeah, max life roll also is like. Yeah, higher is nice, but it doesn't matter. Can these go higher than 18? No. You're stuck at 18. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so not that bad. How expensive are these? Probably more expensive. Yeah, okay. 20 div. I think at League Start it'll be cheaper. It'll still be like 5 to 10 div, I think. 3 dragons is like nothing, right? It's like not even a chaos. Yeah, it's really common. What about this? What is it called? Heart? Okay, super cheap too. And then what about these shields? What is this one called again? The Surrender. Okay, not bad. It's a little expensive, or it's a little rarer than I expected, but let's see, 40. You going with 40? It's like a div or something. That's not bad. 40 block chance. Can this roll? No. I know he's corrupting these actually. Wait, oh, that's because I searched for no corrupt. Any search. Okay, you can. It's not even that bad though. 2 days, that's it. Oh, they're price picks maybe? I don't know. 10, 15, whatever. Buyable. It's probably not that common. That's a lot though. What about the Phoenix? There it is. Let's do it. Okay. Okay, this one's getting cheap. So you can probably start with this because it's giving you a regen per second. And yeah, it's probably cheap. Block chance, does it change? Oh, you gotta corrupt the block chance. Okay. Okay, never mind. Yeah, because it doesn't actually have block chance. What does this node do? Okay. Yeah, I think you anoint this one. Deep trance, right? Skill cost reduction. Something like that. You can get a bunch of jewels as well with totem numbers on them. Maybe grand spectrums if you really want to. Probably not. Maybe a megalo with some decent stuff. Doesn't really matter though. Maybe prism of belief with totem. No, you don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need levels. I think you could if maybe you're struggling to get. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Alright, that could be fun. I highly doubt it'll get touched. If anything, I think this will be stronger after changes. Maybe there'll be a better ascendancy than Gemling. I doubt it, but I think the biggest thing is skill reduction, right? Less cost, because this is less skill cost, right? Not reduced. This is reduced, right? This is 30% less. That's a lot. Like, how is there any... It gives you 2 levels for free. It gives you quality. I mean, you get 14 quality extra, right? And then you can socket your body with quality. Fox Charms, or whatever they're called. Fox Talisman. Probably expensive, but you can do it. To get, what? 2, 4, 6? So you get 20% more quality. You get double quality, which means double attack speed, or like increased attack speed from quality, right? You get this, you can use support gems more than once. Maybe this one, I don't know. If it's a struggle to get attributes. Although, yeah, because breach rings with attributes are kind of expensive, right? But you don't need crazy amount of attributes. You just need enough to be able to run these skill gems and the 3 dragons, right? 46 int, 46 dex. Oh, and the Shrine Scepter. Oh, shoot. That's a lot of int. How much int is it? I didn't think about that. Wait, it doesn't require anything. Right? Oh, it does. Okay. So maybe the scepter. Well, no, because you can get. Can't you do. Wait. Soul core. What's it called? Requirements. It doesn't work on scepters, huh? Or is this global requirements? Or is this just body armor requirement? But then you can't stack quality on your armor. Well, no, because it's any armor piece. But then then you're taking up max life, potentially max life or flat life space, right? What are there's some crazy soul cores too, or runes and stuff. 92 non-damaging elements. That could be big. Attack damage. That's a lot of attack damage. What the heck? What are people socketing these days? Skill speed. Skill speed's good. Yeah, skill speed is kind of nutty, right? Skill speed, yeah. Okay, well, yeah, skill speed might be the way. Yeah, your helmet. Yeah, reduce cost of skill speed as well. And then, of course, move speed on your boots. So where would you fit the attribute requirement? I don't know. Is there... How does this guy... Wait, where's the guy that was running? Oh, because he's running a really low level one. How do people run Mjolnir? Do they just get a lot of int? Yeah, of course, they just freaking run Astromentus, right? Max Rage. Oh, shoot. That's probably the play on the helmet, no? If you can actually manage the skill cost, which I think you can. Because what is this skill? Is it just reduced skill cost? Dude, is Gemlink broken? Is this dumb? Like, 30% less cost of skills? Am I reading that correctly? That's nuts, right? 30% more attribute requirements, that doesn't matter, does it? I mean, like, max level is... Because it's the same as a... Like, you're going to be hitting 400 plus strength anyway. You have to, right? You have to stack, like, as much strength as you can get. Or no, right? Yeah, life on kill is good. Yeah. Leech physical damage is life if you can get that. Yeah, any source of life recovery is good. Because you don't care about the damage on these, right? I don't think you do. If you're going pure totem build. I feel like this is... I don't know. I need to actually run the damage numbers. Because and like test this playstyle and stuff. I find it hard to believe that it would be insanely expensive, though. I mean, you could definitely push it, I guess. And, like, the strength stuff would be, like, the attributes and all that might be expensive, but... I mean, 3 dragons is so easy. You can get a really nice corrupted one. As long as it's not, like, insane, like, spirit roll corrupt or something like that. You don't need it all. But you get one with, like, I don't know, double socket. Easy, right? You can probably do it yourself. If you get a couple of these or chance them or something, whatever. Probably not that low, not that high of a chance. Or, I mean, not that low of a chance, yeah. I don't know. Not bunk. Okay. I don't know. Probably, I don't, yeah, the scepter thing is a little funky, right? Like, you need a ton of int for that. How the heck do you get that much int? Generally, it's such an interesting ascendancy. Like, there's so much potential, like generic power and potential for it, right? Obviously, everyone uses it for stat stacking, but like, even outside of the stat stacking, it's kind of sick. Like, a lot of this stuff, stat stacking is actually the most boring part about it. I think this is reasonable, though. It's not that bad of a build to get, I think, to get going. Because you don't even need all this. Like, you don't need Coming Calamity. You don't need this. You can go for cheaper stuff. You can get different things, right? This is, like, maybe ideal setup. I don't know, right? Boots don't really matter. I think the hardest thing to solve is the survivability, but I guess if you're going, like, I don't know, maybe you probably want armor evasion boots, right? Yeah, you need strength. Probably need strength on this too. I mean, yeah, if you get like okay evasion, I mean your evasion's never gonna be that high actually, but like, because you're using unique, you know, body and stuff. No evasion. They converted, right, their evasion with iron reflexes. I don't really know if that's a good idea. But I guess if they're like, how do you mitigate LE damage then? Somehow, I mean, max hit's pretty high, like decent, right? Like that's good. That's really good. This guy, I mean, I guess you just scale your res, right? Kataba gets free defenses though. That's the problem. Like, if I'm not Kataba, like this guy, look at that, so much weaker than these in terms of defense, right? Okay, this guy, it's pretty similar. But like, I don't know. Is it bad to just run evasion though? Problem is the attributes are gonna be really tight, right? Like, how do you 71 dex? Is that like something you could just get naturally, like easily? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe some of these guys have it. But even then, your evasion rating's not that high, so maybe it's not even worth touching. Honestly, though, if you get enough recovery, and then totems dry grow right, so I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Like maybe its survivability's not that bad. I mean, you'll probably get one tapped by bosses though if you like a Zesh slam or something. I just don't know what the damage ceiling of this is. Like, it's probably not that high. Like, it's probably only good for clear. But maybe not. I don't know. It could be fun to try, though. That's one option. Like I said, my other... obviously, like, going, like, lightning arrow or, what is it, a storm charge arrow or something? I kind of want to try that, too. What is that? Shot? Yeah, storm charge arrow. Is that what it's called? Stormcaller arrow. Could be pretty fun on monk or something. And if they drop the new monk, like martial artist or whatever, ascendancy, like unarmed damage, I'm playing that for sure. But I like this idea, so it might be like a test, like a second or third character type angle. I think you'd probably start this too. You just wouldn't be able to go shockwave totems out the gate. And you probably don't... I don't know if this does anything. There's some testing that needs to be done. Yeah, you can't really scale rage right away either. A lot of these skill gems are like level 3, so that's also part of the problem. You would have to run something else. You could just start like galvanic shards or something. Shock burst rounds. Or yeah, artillery ballista. Artillery ballista is probably better. If that way you can just path towards this stuff anyway. Or like, you know, something like that. And then respec to this later. Honestly, artillery ballista might just be better. And honestly, Avatar Fire might just be worse. Might just lower your damage overall, like, because you're getting enough fire damage anyway. Because if you're running like Fire Infusion, you know, if somehow you manage to get the Scepter online, right? That's added fire damage gain is extra as well. It's a lot of fire damage. So that's probably it might actually just kill your damage. This thing, this node is trash. Like, why is it 75%, not like 100%? I don't know. Anyway, I gotta freaking get to sleep. Holy. Okay, I did not get to test the monk stuff out. I will test that at some point. I wanna run it, but yeah, that's about it. I think for now. I don't know what this connection problem is, dude. That's a lot of drop frames, man. What is going on, dude? What happens if I leave? Does that help at all? I don't know, maybe my internet's just being stupid right now. But it's working fine, like I'm not having any issues. I think I don't know.